Well, we tip it off in Memorial Coliseum tomorrow afternoon, and we are certainly looking forward to it. I'd like to encourage everybody to come out and watch us play. I think it's another great year ahead, and I think you can look for a team to play with a great attitude tomorrow, great effort, great energy, and people coming out to the game tomorrow can really supply our players with a lot of energy. So I'd encourage a great crowd, and it'll be exciting to get this season tipped off. So Delaware State's not a team that we know much about. New head coach, and I'm certain that they're excited to get their season going. So we are going to play with a lot of intensity tomorrow and see if we can come away with it. Well, it's important, I think, day to day in our program that we sort of live by that all year. You know, the next day is important, but really today's the most important thing. So we'll really caution them to look ahead toward the game tomorrow. We'll really try to stay focused on the game today. So listen, they're human, and there's no guarantees of any of that happening, but I don't have conversations with them about it. So they know that their coaches feel like that'd be a huge mistake. Tomorrow is the most important game of our year, and it is the only opportunity we have in front of us to play. So it's just that's sort of the mantra we have for every game. The next game is the most important one. So whether or not that shines through tomorrow, I won't make any guarantees, but they seem to be a pretty good group, and we'll be finding out all the time what kind of group we have and if we can build them into a great team.
Is Megan better, or is she practicing?
She's better. She practiced some yesterday. She hasn't gone through full practice yet, so those things are kind of funny. It's just, you know, right now the ankle's in good shape. It's really the first time she's ever experienced an ankle injury. They're real painful. And so now it's just a pain tolerance deal. Can she get through it? We feel like we have her, you know, taped and braced and everything. So the ankle's pretty strong. So now I think it's sort of day to day, and we'll see. I'd love for her to play tomorrow. I just don't know yet.
You liked what your post players gave you in the exhibition. Are you looking for something specific out of them, you know, heading into the next couple of games?
Yeah, I'm looking for them to really try to play lower than the other post player. And we've been really focused on the lower player is going to win, meaning if we can really play down in the stance low and explosive, we'll have a better chance in the post. We've been making some progress in that area, but we still have players that play a little bit too upright. That's something that Denisha has really paid a lot of attention to lately and is doing better, but she struggles in that area at times. Asia has a hard time, and they're just taller and longer, so they just have to work at it even more to try to play lower. But that's, I think, something that's going to be important. We have a great combination of strength and athleticism, and that really is negated when you don't play in an athletic stance. So those are some things. Well, that's one thing that I'm really looking for, and then just the tempo to be able to run up and down the floor. Our post players are very fast for post players, and they're just fast individuals. They can run, and we just try to talk to them about every time you make the defense run, we're hopeful that other teams won't have the depth that we have. So it's very important for them to stay focused and give a great effort running the floor, and then also trying to play a little bit lower than the other team.
Undefeated at home the season before. How much pressure do you put on the next season to try to do that again?
Well, you know, I talk about this a lot, that there's not a lot of carryover and we don't look back a whole lot, but I will tell you, we do certainly try to honor the accomplishments of teams that have come before us. And the last three teams have lost 2 games in 3 years here, and that is a big, big deal. And that is a great accomplishment. And that is something that the only way you make it an even bigger deal is to continue to win. And we have seen it in college basketball when teams and there are not many of them, but when teams really make their home court truly advantageous to them, it takes a lot of hard work, and it takes a lot of time and a lot of people involved. So we talked to them about this summer. We tried to get in and get the strength and conditioning folks, our great staff there, to do some workouts in the building, so it's just in their mind that they need to really take advantage of every opportunity out on the Memorial Coliseum. So that's a big deal, and we certainly want to play well at home tomorrow.
How does it affect preparation when you have an opponent that you, like you said, you know so little about?
Well, I think everyone this time of year is pretty much in the same boat. It's hard to prepare for somebody else when you're just trying to prepare yourself to be the kind of team you want to be. So we're not overly concerned with the opponent. We always have a very healthy respect for whoever we're playing, and we try the best we can. You know, the staff has been there for a while, so I'm sure that Delaware State could look at our teams over the last 3 years and at least have some idea. So you could have some preparation going, but I think it's more important for us in Kentucky to really focus on ourselves right now, trying to get our defense built. It's not there yet. It needs to get better. Trying to figure out exactly what's the best way for us to play offensively. All those things take time, and it's hard to shift that time and that effort away from your team onto another team. So that's just the nature of the first game. We never feel quite totally prepared for that first game, but we need to go in and really focus on the things that we can do well right now, and have the patience to continue to work with the team so we can develop into who I think we can truly become.
Monday being an exhibition, everybody's on time. Do you think that kind of rotation is going to keep going on?
I think that what you do there is you take the body of work from practice over the week, and so you have an idea of how you're going to allocate minutes, and then how the game goes, what situations are players well equipped for. So they get themselves into a position for whatever opportunity comes their way through practice, and we'll see how the game plays out tomorrow.
Audio's got some more preseason awards. I think the Wooden Award watch list today of one of 30 players. I know you expect a lot from her, but what does that mean for her, especially as a leader of this team?
Well, it's great recognition for her. It's great recognition for our program. We're very excited that people consider someone on our team to be one of the best, because we're certainly, as a program, trying to become the best each and every day. So it's something that you stop for a minute and make sure you recognize, and I'm thrilled for her. And now, what would be even cooler than that would if she was on some type of postseason list, and that she had actually accomplished something this season instead of what she had accomplished in previous seasons. That's why she's made the list now. But it's a great recognition for her, great recognition for all of her teammates who have helped her get to this point. So I'm thrilled anytime one of our players are recognized for their excellence on the court.
Are there things that you wanted Audia to get better at this summer? Or things that you put on a list for her, or things that she can elevate her game?
Well, what's interesting when you coach a very good player, and I just think that you figure out whether they're great after they leave, but she's very good. And what you're trying to do as a coach, or what you should try to do in my mind, is you should really have conversations about what is her best. And so really in all phases of her game, she's effective as a basketball player. So really there were plenty of areas, if you're trying to sharpen your skill level, there was plenty that she could do shooting. There's one thing, she can get better in offensive sets, maybe coming off ball screens. That's something where she can definitely improve, and I think if she did, would take her game to another level. Sometimes she's hesitant to come off that, and little things like that. There's nothing major that you need to retool with her game because she's so effective. But yesterday she and I met, and we were just talking about some real simple things that if you take for granted they don't get done, if you don't go to the offensive board, she did that fantastic. She was fantastic at that last year. Some practices and in the exhibition game, she didn't do it at a real high level. So those are the kind of things that we stop and just try to remind her of some of the simple ways that she's excelled in the past that really make her a special player, because clearly, you know, God's laid his hand on her with talent. I mean, there's not a lot of things, there's the things that she does that I haven't taught her. She's just gifted. So we just try to help her with her mental game and her emotional game, as far as, you know, how she handles success, challenges, all those things are important. So there was not one specific, to answer your question, there was not one specific thing that I did, you have to get better in this area over the summer. It was get your mind sharp, get your heart right, let's be ready to go.
Let's talk for a couple more. Anything else?
Well, the question about Delaware State, you said you have to get to know yourself and really work on this team. Do you look ahead at all to that Baylor game? Is that even an issue, or do you just focus on the first game here?
Well, you know, the Baylor game is going to be a special opportunity, and it is something that you certainly give thought to on the off season, that's going to be an exciting game or exciting opportunity for us. You know, last year we had a real exciting opportunity in Rupp with Duke, and so you know those things are looming, and you know those things are coming in the season. And so I think if you're really responsible coach and trying to think about how you want to be effective in games, there are things that you are, from a macro approach, that you're trying to address with that. But we aren't, we have not spoken specifically about Baylor, and we won't until after the game tomorrow. But it's there, and we're playing. And if the players somehow give less effort tomorrow, thinking that they're going to do something on Tuesday, I'll be very, very disappointed with them, and I don't think they will. But everybody knows it's looming, and everybody knows it's there, and it'll be a very exciting opportunity for us.